Hello, and welcome back to the channel. I am Farmer Big Z, and welcome back to episode 32 of my challenge series on Mars the Mission. Today we pick up in June, and look at that, straight ahead. We have a new addition to the Mars colony. Last month in May, I went around and I installed 4 root storage areas. I think they're technically called earth fruit storage, but we're just going to call them root storage. Nice and easy, nice and quick. So yeah, I went around and I put down 4 of these. Each of these should be able to hold 250,000 liters, and we already got some of our potatoes. It's showing 500,000. I thought this was, yeah, they're all showing 500,000. I thought this was not that big. That's weird. Over here it says 250,000. But down here on Earth, or on Mars, it's showing us 500,000. Either way, we'll have to see which one is correct. And if anything, we can just get rid of 2 of these. Luckily, they didn't cost us anything, because since the colony is going to need them, they paid for them. They're not coming out of our funds, and our bank account is staying as it was. Additionally, as you can see Marty going along here, I've set up auto drive so that I can continue to harvest while Marty does the work and drives them to and from where they need to be stored. So he pulls in, backs up, and starts to unload straight into the storage area. Perfectly. So yeah, so that's what we got to in the month of May. Now, last episode, what did we do last episode? Last episode was mainly just spraying down fertilizer. We sprayed fertilizer on our sugarcane, our potatoes, our oats, and then finally our sunflowers. Yeah, our sunflowers up north on the 2 upper strips. So everything got some good juice, some good liveliness, and they are growing well. Something I was looking at relatively quickly. I haven't done any further math or investigating into it, but something that's going on is I'm very interested now. I know I was interested before, but I am extremely interested now to see what type of yield we get from both the sugar canes and the potatoes. If you come over here and you look at the bottom right corner, you can see the expected yield is 50.5 tons per hectare. Now, potatoes are 77, let's call it 75 depending, or 55 depending on the area. But it's a lot, and I know that potatoes are a high yielding crop. Now, if I just go along and I do a quick morning jog over to our oats, what I'll show you is the big difference between potatoes and then kind of also sugarcane and other crops, grain crops. This run is always a lot further than I think it is. So yeah, when we get to our oats, you can see that our oats are only 7.1 tons per hectare. And then finally, our 2 fields of sunflowers are even less than that. Yeah, 2.9, let's call it 3. So, mind you, I know I don't gather a lot of crop or a lot of yield, a high yielding amount from sunflowers. I think they're the lowest yield of all my crops I'm collecting for this challenge. And they're almost twice as little, twice as few as the oats. But the potatoes are like 10 times as yielding as our oats. And then our sugarcane is kind of in the ballpark. It's 7 to 8, maybe in that ballpark of high yield. So I'm really interested to see. And I know, depending on if I do it correctly, Sugarcane is one of those crops that I believe grows over and over. I think it grows 3 times on one planting. I don't know if you need to harvest it in a certain way to get that effect to kick in, but to some degree, it is supposed to respawn or regrow on its own. Okay, no more running. No more running for me today. So yes, so we sprayed fertilizer on all of our crops. They are now looking good. pH is once again perfectly balanced. And the only other thing of note that we did last episode is we sold a ton of wool. We sold... How much wool was that? I know the first load was about 70. So I think... And the second load was like 20-ish. So let's just call it 90 to 100,000 liters of wool. And we brought in just shy of $240,000. So last episode was a good episode for making money. Now, what do we got planned for this episode? So we have some mowing to do. If I can kind of just pull over real quick and show you our animals. So once again, our sheep are not doing too bad, but they're not doing great in terms of how much hay they have. And then you can also see that our total capacity for food in the cow pens are not full. Typically with the auto food dispensing robot, I forget what it's called, but the auto feed robot in the cow pens, typically that sits all the way up at 60,000. Maybe after a little bit of eating, it drops slightly below that, but it's typically all the way full. So that's leaving me to believe that that we're missing one of our crops, and I'm gonna suspect hay. Yeah, hay. So we need to mow some grass and turn at least one field into hay. Oh, I looked down for 2 seconds and I oversteered. Yeah, we're all hooked up. I'm gonna go around and I'm gonna mow these 3 grass fields, turning one of them, I believe, just one. One should be enough. One of them into hay because we are completely out of hay. We have straw, and I was thinking we're gonna be lower on straw, especially since I wasn't planning to put down any straw producing crop. But we ended up putting down oats either way, so that will give me more. But focusing on the matter at hand right now, we need hay. So I'm going to get these 3 fields mowed, one of them tedded, and then I'm going to bale them all and start delivering some of that good old hay to the animals in need. Hang tight, I'll be back. Okay, and we are back from mowing, baling, and collecting. Oh, other side. So, I've put a lot of the hay already away. I just wanted to make sure that this cow pen was all topped up, just like the other one was. There should be one bale left floating in there. Yeah, a little further in than I typically like, but it is good just there. And something new that I'm doing, or that I did, and I might keep doing, is when I go around with the bale trailer, bringing the bale forks with me. It just allows me to move things where I need to, and then almost more importantly, if there's any last minute bale that just doesn't fit onto, where should I put this? I'm gonna block myself in some way. But if there's any bales that don't quite fit on the bale trailer, it gives me 3 extra spaces, so I might do this a lot more often. That should be good there. Let's get those unloaded. Okay. So I decided to leave them there so that when those silage bales are ready, I can just load them straight in here. It keeps them off the grass growing area so I can spray down freely without them getting in the way. And I don't think there's going to be any from this mowing and baling go to make for the BGA. And either way, I have a good amount of money. I'm not looking to create some. So if anything, I'll just save the BGA money-making bales for the next mow. But yeah, that went well. Baling is good. Animals are all topped up. And I just gotta go put these down. Now, let's see if I can find myself any trucks or any potato harvesters on sale. No. Still no. What do they have? Tiny tractor, don't really have a need for that. Ooh, a bigger header. 15.2. 15.2 meters for 130,000. Sorry, 103,000. Let's see, what do I have? Ooh, that would be almost double. That'd be great, actually. Ooh, do I want to spend the money? So let's see. So I know my fields, or the original field, is 100 by 50. So this takes me, mind you, I'm typically mowing on the 50 side. So this will take me 6, maybe 7 passes to get that all accomplished. But if I went with this, I could get a lot more done in a lot shorter time frame. Now, the issue with getting this is that it might make my AI situation a little trickier to manage. Because that means in each pass, I'm now taking more off of the field. Ooh. You know what? I'm going to grab it. I'm going to check it out. Yeah, well, let's do this. It's not every day you get a honeybee header 47% off, so Yeah, let's get some crop dividers just so I can see. Nope, don't need that. I do not need that. And once again, I do not need that. Okay, so as is plus $250 for the crop divider. Let's do that, yeah. Okay, well, I just spent $100,000 on something I wasn't even looking for. Let's, ooh, a bio bag, no. Let's go get the thing I needed. So I need a potato harvester. Potato harvester, where would you be? Under potato technology. No, I want this potato harvester. So I'm going to go with the Colossus DLC or the Colossus mod. I was almost going to go with this one, but I thought this to be a little too cheesy, a little too, not cheesy, that's not the right word, a little too overpowered, a little too OP, let's say. So I decided to go with the Lizard Colossus Root Harvester. It does allow me to get potatoes and sugar beets, which I won't be getting sugar beets, not this series, but I can definitely harvest potatoes with it. It's a decent price. This is almost half the price. It's $150,000 less. And if you look at actual potato harvesters, geez, that is $600,000. So no need to go for this cheap one here at a third of the cost. I'm still saving half. And if anything ever came up, I could use them for sugar beets as well. We'll keep this realistically standard. We'll keep the engine standard. This map is pretty flat. That's fine, that's fine. Auxiliary lights. Nope, don't need those. Let's get a nice new beacon though, a nice LED beacon. No window tint. Now let's get a little bit of pizzazz going on. I'll take the neon lights. I don't know what they're going to look like and it might be foolish, but 500 bucks, let's make it happen. Obviously, let's get some GPS and let's get it painted. What does that look like? I like that. We'll just go light and dark. Let's make our grids nice and red so that our harvester kind of matches. And let's throw this into a white as well. Cool, I'm happy with that. It's not the prettiest, but hey, we're on Mars. No one's going to see it. Okay, so that is ordered. Now let's go ahead and let's get ourselves a matching potato harvester. Okay, so that is good to go. Over $500,000 spent on new vehicles. That is fine. Let's see. What do we need to do next? Oh, I actually forgot. I need to buy something to help me load and unload a little better. So that is a modded one. What does the normal one look like? Where would the normal ones even be? Okay. Doesn't give me any details as to how much this can hold. Does the other one hold everything though? Okay, let's go with this one. If anything, I'll be able to sell it, of course, so. What color do I want this to be? It doesn't matter, but let's go with that. Everything else is fine. Well, let's grab that, and then let's also give myself a restriction. Let's get a truck. Now, what type of truck? Let's go with this big beefy one. No. Okay, another 114,000. So we spent a good amount of money. Now that is all I have for June. But let's quickly grab some sleep and let's harvest some oats next month before calling it an episode. Okay, so we're back bright and early, and I know I don't show this very often, but I really do love the morning drive-in. Gives me a chance to overlook the colony, see how my fields are doing, and see my beautiful fields. We can see that the oat field is the only golden field, and it is ready for the picking, ready to be harvested. Oh, and something else. I forgot to mention, I don't think I mentioned it yesterday. And I'm not sure what I said beforehand, but I ended up turning 2 of those grass fields. Oh, here we go. Let me get out of that view, make it a bit smoother for you guys. We did end up turning 2 of those grass fields into hay. I think I said I was just going to make 1 into hay, but we turned 2 of them into hay. I figured I needed desperately some hay, and we do have a good amount primed and ready to go. And then we also have 3 bales in case we ever need more. My next mowing though, that will only be one grass field, and the other 2 go into silage. Okay, so our things got delivered. We see our massive, absolutely massive honeybee airflex 250. That'll be damage 31%. Oh, come on. We see our brand new potato harvester and header, and then our nice enclosed trailer and brand new truck. Air 4000. What does that mean? Air 4,000 liters of air is in this. Interesting. Not sure what that means, but not a concern to me now. I will take care of those at a later point. Let's get to harvesting though. Last thing I need to do today, or in this month, is harvest, bale the straw, and then finally I am going to throw down some more lime afterwards. I feel like as we kind of near the end of our challenge, and maybe I should have been doing this the entire time, I kind of want to maximize my, not my profits per se, but the amount of crop that I'm picking up. 5 of 7, those are looking good. This almost looks like cotton for some reason. Those little white flowers threw me off. But 5 for 5, those will be good to harvest next month, so things are going well. Okay, I'm gonna get Marty set up. I'm gonna jump into, ooh, actually, I have a new header. I wasn't even thinking about using it on this harvest. I was gonna save it for next year or something, but yeah, let's grab that now actually. I'll swap these out and I'll meet you back over by the shop. So we might have a problem. Man, I got too excited and I was not thinking about actually how big this was. So I brought it over, I brought the old one over just to compare. And yeah, it's almost double. Obviously we know the exact size, but the issue with this is I don't know, and I highly doubt, I don't know if my my boom is going to be long enough. So we will have to we'll have to see. And I don't know if the boom can get any larger. Yeah, this looks ridiculous. Now Marty's all set up and waiting, so I don't want to activate... I don't want to activate the... Why is that not opening? Why is that not opening? I gotta open it first? I thought my boom should just always be able to fly out whenever I called it. Oh, there we go. So yeah, like I was saying, Marty is waiting, so I don't want to activate him by accident, but... Yeah, that's not gonna... That is not going to work. Let's see if I can get a bigger boom. I don't think so. Hopefully this is close enough to activate the trigger. And it is. Nice. Okay, so let's customize. No. No. Man, that is frustrating. Either way, I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to try. What's the worst that can happen, right? Okay, so before I fly into any montage, what I'll do is I'll just try to use this this boom with Marty once. What is that dark spot that's flashing in my field? But sorry, like I was saying, before I try to start a montage, I'm just gonna see if this works at all. There'll be a little jump cut until my first unloading time. Oh, that was a perfect 2,000 liters. Interesting. But yeah, there will be a little jump cut shortly, and then we'll get into the harvesting of it all. Okay, we just passed Marty. We are now at 80% full. Let's see. Oh, that's going to be tight. No. Okay, now let's try something else. Let's freeze Marty. Now let's see if I can... I should be able to manually wiggle my way in there. Now I don't know if that's going to be logical. Like, is that am I actually saving time by doing it that way? But we can use Marty as a mobile, or not mobile, but a bin that sits at location. Ooh, and now I'm full. Jeez. That really sneaks up on you when you're harvesting at 15.2 meters. Okay, let's see if this is possible. So, like I was saying, if anything, we might be able to use Marty as a stationary bin that only goes when he's full. Ooh, brakes. Okay. Get the pipe out. Yeah, so I can unload into him. What I'll do is I'll finish this field this way, where he'll just be stationarily waiting for me to back up to him. And then I'll let you guys know by the end of this by the end of this harvest, if this is a good option. Mind you, it will eliminate, at least for grain crop, it will eliminate Marty roaming through all my fields. Maybe if I can find one that's a little smaller, that might be best. So what I'll do is, before I head back, let's get Marty off that mode. Yeah. So let's get him stationed back. Now the other issue is that I didn't make it very far at all. So it's going to be a lot of trips back to Marty. Yeah, I'll figure something out. And I'll let you guys know what the decision was once this harvest is done. But I'll get this done and I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, and we are done. We are done harvesting, baling, and spreading lime on our two fields. The harvest was interesting with that new header we have. I would say I think it went faster. I'm not sure fully, but I think it did go faster. Even if it didn't go faster, it still allowed us to save gas on the combine harvester as we made fewer passes. And then it also allowed us to save some gas on picking up the bales afterwards on this tractor. So gas and hours saved. And that would also mean maintenance eventually. I believe at least. Maintenance eventually would also be reduced just based on using it less. But it was good. Some things never changed. Marty was still Marty, and eventually I just had to give up. I had an idea, and I might still run with it in a different capacity, but I had an idea to cut the field in half. The field is already too big with our old header, and with the newer width, the bigger width of our new header, what am I doing? And with the bigger width of our new header, it wasn't making any sense trying to go the full width. So I went halfway and I cut the field that way. And I still tried to use Marty alongside auto drive to make, what am I trying to say? I tried to use Marty along with auto drive to, I just had the wildest brain fart. And it's one of those things, like, talking is easy. Talking while you're trying to focus on something else, a whole different beast. But I tried working the field with Marty, and long story short, whichever way I'm trying to say it, it didn't work out. In total, we ended up getting roughly 100,000 liters of oats. We started with roughly 493. I forgot to check the exact number beforehand. And we're now sitting at 592. So I'm just going to go ahead and call that roughly 100,000 liters of oats picked up there on that last harvest. So still moving forward well towards our total goals of 1 million liters of each 6 crops, or of 6 crops each. After that, we did some baling. The baling went pretty well. Once again, pretty straightforward, especially when you have a few less rows to go after. And yeah, that was good. We got 60 bales of straw off this field and the chicken dome field as well. And that totaled 660,000 liters of straw bales. So that was good, and that is now over, just chilling in our bale storage area. After that, finally, we went around and we limed. It was nice to lime after one harvest. It allowed us to get the entire field and the small chicken field as well, but it allowed us to get it all done in one tank. Something I've never experienced before. Typically, I'm refueling multiple times, but it was good. I didn't require much lime, and we kept it that way. One thing I'm actually going to do now is, as I was liming, I came to check this pH sheet. To see if anything had changed from the previous harvest. And I was greeted with this, a lot of black blobs on my precision farming map data. So what I'm going to do is, two reasons. Since I don't know when the next time all of our fields will be empty once again, now that we're kind of rotating things in on a different timeline than others. And then also, since I can see that my non-grass fields are also now outdated data, I'm just going to do them all in one big swoop. So let's go ahead and let's just buy all this field info. Unfortunately, it is going to cost $64,000, call it $65,000, but I just want to get it out of the way and see if anything is going to change based on... Hey, okay, so that did fix it. That did fix it. Ooh, that nitrogen. Very weird that the nitrogen looks like that. Yeah, doesn't matter. Let's just focus on the pH. So that did fix it. So that's good to know. And hey, if you're ever in this similar situation, you can also just buy the entire map, or maybe even just use the Azaria Scout, I believe, to get all your fields nice and bright once again. This nitrogen will be taken care of once we plant our next crops, and then similar, these areas here will be fixed once we mow our next cut of grass. So things are looking good. Outside of that, precision farming, we are at 99%. What is that one dot there? Weed control. Where is that weed control? I'm not worried about it either way. We will take what we can, and 99 out of 100 is a great thing to take, if I could say so myself. So this wraps up July. Let me just double check my animals real quick. So they are good, obviously, with food. Health is good. Ooh, milk. Milk is getting high. Huh. And they haven't taken any more food since I mowed, which is, maybe they have, it just hasn't caught up, or maybe the number was a lot lower and it's now up at 48,000. So yeah, but we need to solve this milk issue. Kind of also the slurry issue. I might go around and just throw a milk extension down, because I feel like milk isn't ready to sell anytime soon. Milk is due in October and we're in July. So we have all August, September, I guess only 2 months. So I can probably do the same thing that I did earlier. But before I do that, what I'll do is I will grab the tanker. I'll grab the tank and I will run a round of slurry over to the BGA. Before tomorrow, I also want to take some manure out and run that over to the BGA as well, and then get both the tank and the our everything use bin. Where did I leave the tanker? I gotta go do some finding. But I'll take care of that. I'll pump some slurry and some manure into the VGA. I'll get both of those implements or machines, tools. I'll get both of those things. Either way, rinsed down and ready for milk and ready for some potato harvesting next month in August. Things are looking good. I'm not sure how I want to attempt, and I use the word attempt seriously, strongly, but I don't know how I want to attempt harvesting the potatoes with Marty. There my tanker is. Marty is a blessing. He is a handful sometimes, but he is quite annoying and gets in the way, so I might just leave him on the side, work around him, and bring things to him then. But that's going to be it for me this episode and for me today. I want to thank you all for joining me on this challenging journey. If you are enjoying the content, please consider giving the video a like and the channel a subscription. Plenty more of this to come, and then much bigger and nicer things, I believe, to follow once we finish this challenge. I have some role play ideas lined up, and I'm excited to get to them. I'm not going to rush this. I'm not going to rush this Mars challenge, but once this is done, I will be doing some new and what I believe and what I hope to be pretty cool stuff in the near future. So, as always, I'm Farmer Big Z. I hope you're all having a great day, and I'll see you all next episode.